So I talked on chat yesterday about a changing relationship between the United States and Europe more broadly, and this was expanded upon with an interview that Trump gave to Politico the other day as well. And in the course of this conversation, he basically talked about his disdain for Europe, and whilst he certainly has a bit of a closer relationship with the UK, given his own family heritage and history, one thing that he doesn't have time for is Mayor of London Sadiq Khan. This is what he said in the interview that he gave.
Europe is a different place.
What do you mean
And
by
if
that?
it keeps going the way it's going, Europe will not be, in my opinion, many of those countries will not be viable countries any longer. Their immigration policy is a disaster. What they're doing with immigration is a disaster. We had a disaster coming, but I was able to stop it. You know, we have no people coming through our borders now. Zero, 7 months. I mean, who would believe zero? We went from millions of people, in some cases millions of people a month, but millions of people to no people.
That's not what Europe looks like.
The opposite, yeah. I know Europe, they're coming in from all parts of the world, not just the Middle East. They're coming in from the Congo, tremendous numbers of people coming from the Congo. And even worse, they're coming from prisons of the Congo and many other countries. And for some reason, they want to be politically correct, which actually I think is the opposite of politically correct. But they want to be politically correct, and they don't want to send them back to where they came from. And Europe is, if you take a look at Paris, it's a much different place. I loved Paris. It's a much different place than it was. If you take a look at London, you have a mayor named Khan. He's a horrible mayor. He's an incompetent mayor, but he's a horrible, vicious, disgusting mayor. I think he's done a terrible job. London's a different place. I love London. I love London. And I hate to see it happen. You know, my roots are in Europe, as you know.
Right.
And I hate to see that happen. This is one of the great places in the world, and they're allowing people just to come in and unchecked, unvetted. Europe.
I mean, they are checked and vetted. That's what the asylum process is. It is quite funny that he says, well, I love London. I just hate what Sadiq Khan has done to London. It's a horrible, horrible mayor. It's just a terrible job. It's terrible. It's ruined my favourite place, London. It's so bad. When in reality, everything has gotten better in London under Sadiq Khan. Crime is down. People are happier. It's broadly, continually won plenty of awards as one of the best cities in the world. Like, it is just really funny how much people will try and say that London is terrible. Like the right wing are obsessed with calling London terrible. They have to kind of pretend that it's really bad when it's just not. It's really good. Because they want to try and denigrate the strength of London's diversity, which has been its biggest strength. Again, not just diverse in terms of the demographics of people that live there, in terms of their ethnicity, but in terms of class as well. Because we've protected the council estates in London, it means that we have mixes of people from different backgrounds all in the same areas, which lends an air of cultural cohesion. And just on top of that, it's just won all of these continual awards again and again and again and again and again, right? Best city in the world, top travel destination in the world, capital of music in the world, nightlife in Europe, most romantic city in the world, most prosperous city in the world, most written about city in Europe, most searched for holiday destination. Just constantly number one. Like, if you live in London, you're going to be tired of winning. You're going to be tired of winning if you live in London, because it just continually gets rated incredibly highly across the world. But the right are obsessed with trying to say that it's a shithole because of the Browns, basically. That's it. They will use London and try and pretend that it's a crime-ridden hellscape of failures of multiculturalism, when it's the total opposite of that, to essentially scare their rural voters or their suburban voters into thinking that their area will become like London, whilst totally lying about the reality of what London is like. And they've been able to dole out a bunch of free school meals to kids too. London is actually really good under Sadiq Khan, right? He's just mad, essentially, about the fact that Sadiq Khan, A, said nasty things about him before, because, of course, the fact that Trump is a bastard, hence the whole nasty thing is very justified. And second of all, it's because Sadiq Khan is a Muslim. When he's talking about this, when he says, well, Europe is having an immigration problem where it's, what they were describing essentially was they're not white enough anymore. That was the long and short of what Trump was saying, is the immigration policies are causing Europe to not be white enough. It's why the Trump administration are backing a bunch of neo-Nazi and far-right parties and white nationalist parties in Europe to try and support more like pro-white policies. That's it. That's the reality of the Trump playbook, and the Stephen Miller playbook especially, is to back neo-Nazi and white nationalist political parties in Europe because they feel like Europe isn't white enough. And that's the position that they're taking. And so seeing people like Sadiq Khan and Hamza Yusuf in positions of legislative power in the United Kingdom makes him mad, because he feels that they're dirty Muslims from the bad countries. It's interesting, he says things like, well, they've got migrants coming in from the Congo, and obviously we've got places like Iraq and Afghanistan and Sudan and all those places. I'm just like, yeah, which countries to blame for these refugee crises? Trump, which countries helped cause refugee crises in these countries? It's weird, right? So it's the United States. The United States were the ones who fucked up the Congo. They were the ones who fucked up Iraq. They were the ones who fucked up Iran. They're continually helping the United Arab Emirates fuck up Sudan. Like, these are countries that have been fucked up by American imperialism. And of course, Americans have been able to do this for so long because they were never going to have to deal with the fallout. All the refugees that were fleeing these American interventions, again, in some cases helped by the United Kingdom too, was our good little cucks for America, just jumping how high we are told by Donald Trump. It's not he says jump and we say how high. It is he says jump, we start jumping. Oh, is this high enough for you, sir? That's the reality of the relationship between the US and the UK. So they've not had to deal with the fallout of the refugee crises caused by American interventionism. That's fallen entirely on Europe. That's the problem. And he thinks that somehow because Europe is being colonized, in reality it's the fallout from Americans' terrible foreign policy decisions. That's the reality, you know? So he has gone and attacked Sadiq Khan for existing whilst Muslim and existing in a London which isn't like majority white. It's still plurality white, it's just not majority white anymore, and that makes people like Trump mad and his white nationalist friends in the background, which is obviously going to be a point of concern, one would think, for a Labour government, because they want to have good trading relationships with Donald Trump. They want to keep him buttered up because they have yoked ourselves to the American unipole so that we have this consistent interlink of the special relationship between the US and the UK by continually kowtowing to the interests of American megacorporations and American geopolitical interests, right? We don't have any internal sovereignty in the UK because we have outsourced that all to the White House and to the American State Department. So I wonder, chat, what Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer KC had to say about Donald Trump attacking, probably at this point, one of the most powerful Labour politicians in the country, Sadiq Khan. I wonder what line of defence that Keir Starmer chose for his mate Sadiq Khan. I wonder. Let's have a look, shall we? Asked repeatedly about Donald Trump calling Sadiq Khan disgusting and suggesting that he was only elected because of immigrants, Keir Starmer's spokesman says that only that the PM has a, quote, strong relationship with the president, which has, quote, yielded positive results for the country. Has it? Has it yielded positive results for the country? If they have, I haven't seen it. Are the positive results for the country in the room with us right now, Keith? Like, this is the level to which that Keir Starmer is totally cucked out to Donald Trump. Like, this picture tells 1,000 words about the relationship between Keir Starmer and Donald Trump, where he is totally cucked out to the interests of the Republican Party and Trump himself. Totally cucked out, totally subservient, that he will see the President of the United States just relentlessly attacking Sadiq Khan, essentially because he's a Muslim immigrant, in his words, right? He's actually born in the UK, he's British, his dad was a bus driver in London, right? But doesn't matter, he's a brown man, so Trump will call him an immigrant who was only elected by immigrants, rather than the fact that he's broadly popular across London. And will Keir Starmer defend somebody who should be very close to this administration? No. He refuses to defend him. He refuses to defend Sadiq Khan, and instead totally cucks out and talks about the wonderful relationship that he has with Trump himself. Genuinely fucking pathetic behaviour. Absolutely pathetic behaviour. Again, the worst possible leader at the worst possible time. The fact that Ed Davey is stronger on standing up to Trump than Keir Starmer is shows you just how pathetic he is. Just how spineless he is. Like Zach Polanski called it out, like a government of cowards. That's exactly what they are. Hey there, if you enjoyed the video, make sure that you like and leave a comment. That helps the video out in the algorithm. If you subscribe and ring the bell, it'll let you know when I go live. I stream every day on YouTube and Twitch. You can also follow all of my socials down in the description. And if you want to support me in a more financial manner, there's a join button for memberships. It's just 99p to be a member on YouTube, as well as a Patreon, and there's some merch there as well. And hopefully I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.